As soon as he was drafted, and especially after Damian Lillard was traded to the Bucks, people have been labeling Scoot Henderson as the Dame replacement. He's expected to be the next face of the franchise and take the mantle that Lillard held for the last decade. But the true next Damian Lillard was already on the roster, and he's been criminally underrated. When people talk about Portland's young guys, they usually mention Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe first, but Anfernee Simons is the best of the three right now and is the next Damian Lillard. Last season must have been the quietest 21 point per game season of all time because no one really talked about how good he was. He showed that once again in the team's preseason game Saturday against the Jazz. He finished with 29 points and shot 80% from the field. He looked extremely confident and just couldn't miss. He's already one of the best shooters in the entire league, and at 24 years old, he's going to get better. He made the 5th most threes per game last season. Despite being the most proven of the three young guards for Portland, and also having all NBA upside, he gets talked about the least. I'd say that Simons is one of the most underrated players in the entire league, and I think he could make the All-Star game as soon as this season. He's that level of talent. The Trailblazers already have their Damian Lillard replacement. Now let's take a deeper look into the game of Anfernee Simons. Before we get into the Blazers' next All-Star guard, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. Simons joined the Blazers right out of high school, getting drafted from IMG Academy. He's already played in Portland for 5 seasons now, and has been a Damian Lillard disciple from the start. As the 24th overall pick, he'd have to earn minutes and fight for a spot in the rotation. In the rookie season, he didn't get it. He played only 20 games and averaged just 7 minutes played in them. But the star backcourt of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum both said they saw glimpses in his rookie year of the star that Simons could become. By his second season, he was already playing 21 minutes per game and was a key piece of the rotation. He's gotten better every season he's been in the league so far, and since he was relatively young when he came in, he's still only 24 years old. But let's talk more extensively about last season before we get into Saturday's game, because he showed really obvious flashes of all-star upside last season. For the year, he averaged 21 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds, while shooting 38% from 3 on over 9 attempts a night. He was one of the highest volume shooters in the entire league and did it on a solid clip. For the first time in his career, he also started in every single game that he played in. I would say he was not best utilized by playing alongside Dame in the backcourt, but the two of them created quite an offensively potent pair. Both guys could come flying over screens right into pull-up threes, and were threats to shoot it as soon as they crossed half court. However, although he was very good for the season as a whole, it doesn't really tell the full story. Because when Lillard wasn't playing, Simons went absolutely nuclear. Head coach Chauncey Billups inserted him directly into the Dame role of the offense, and he did it at a very high level. In 11 games without Dame last season, Simons averaged 28 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds per game, while shooting an absolutely ridiculous 41% from 3 on over 11 attempts per game. It was some of the most potent offensive showings that we saw across the entire league last season. The counting stats were almost identical to that of Donovan Mitchell, who many thought deserved to be first-team All-NBA last year. His efficiency was even better than Donovan as well. He's a truly special offensive talent, and I would say is hands down Portland's best player. He doesn't get talked about nearly enough. But now let's get into Saturday's game against the Jazz. He got right back to where he left off last season. Early on, it was a back-and-forth duel between he and the Jazz All-Star forward Lauri Markkanen. Simons finished the first quarter with 18 points, while Lauri had 16. In total, Simons played 3 quarters, finishing with 29 points and shooting a ridiculous 80% from the field. That level of efficiency obviously can't be expected on a regular basis, but I think the scoring number totally can. People talk about Jordan Poole being the shocking guy who could put up 30 points per game, but so could Simons. They threw solid defenders at him tonight as well, with guys like Talen Horton-Tucker and Ochai Agbaji getting a lot of the assignments on him. But it just didn't seem to matter. When Simons gets hot, there's not a lot that you can do to stop him. He just had these inferno type stretches of scoring where it's just bucket after bucket. The biggest thing for him now will just be doing it on a consistent basis. I love what I saw from him tonight and over the course of last season. It'll depend on the team's number of wins, but I think he'll play well enough to make the All-Star team this year. The Trailblazers already have their Damian Lillard replacement, and his name is Anfernee Simons. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.